Hey everybody, my name is Chris Humphrey. My wife Alicia and I are the Burn 24/7 directors in the Sacramento, California area. We've been directors since about January 15th of 2011, and part of the epic story of how God actually partnered us with Sean and the Burn and this community is in 2010, the Call Sacramento came on Labor Day weekend. It was actually the 10-year anniversary of the first call in the Washington, D.C. Mall there where there was over 450,000 people. And so it was the 10-year anniversary where God sent the call into Sacramento. And we ended up getting the book Fire and Fragrance. And at that time, my wife and I really had no language, no anything of revival or what was happening. We didn't even know what the Burn 24/7 was. Honestly, we simply were at our local church, just going after God, fasting, praying, seeking him like we didn't even know what we were doing, but our hearts were on fire. And so when God sent the call here to Sacramento in 2010, it really was like this monumental shift in our lives. And then when we read Fire and Fragrance, both my wife and I, something happened on the inside of us that literally ignited what we called the language of what was happening on the inside of our hearts that we didn't know how to explain to anybody. That book, when we read it, it just lit our hearts on fire. So we simply just sent a letter to Sean or an email just saying, you know what, bro, thank you for writing this book because it is on fire and we are on fire. And Sean just kind of reached out and said, hey, if you guys want any help or anything, we can, connect you guys up. And so literally January 15th, 2011, we launched. It was within a matter of a couple months. It really was like, it was the move of God to even be able to connect up. And that quickly, we're getting permission to launch Night and Day Worship and Prayer in Sacramento. And so yeah, we started in January of 2011. Since then, we've been going monthly, consistently. Like there's no stop. We've been having sometimes we're three times in a month we're having gatherings, and we're even gathering in homes, just worshiping God and burning for the heart of revival in our city. We've done burn conferences. We've had Sean, we've had Rick Pino for the Fire on the Altar gatherings. That literally has just been such a catalyst in our lives in this city. Even since then, Jesus culture has moved into our city, and we get to be a part of that church and that leadership that just fans and believes in what we're doing to host night and day worship in the city, you guys. And so I'm super excited to be a part of this family. I love you guys. I love all of the friends and family that we've acquired even around the world of meeting the Burn family, and just that we're all burning for the same thing of giving ourselves to be that nameless, faceless generation that literally will be there at 3 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning when everybody else is gone, but our hearts are on fire and we're weeping and asking God, does this really matter? And I can't tell you how many times that in the midst of those lonely moments, I have just been caught up into heaven and God saying, you matter. Your small, what seems like small, weak prayers are actually an incense that is lingering in my presence, that is being remembered, as it is in like the book of Revelation chapter 8, that incense arises before the throne. All the prayers of the saints are coupled in the secret place of the throne room of heaven, and is literally becoming that thundering and lightning that's about to usher in the second coming of our amazing bridegroom Jesus, you guys. And so one of my favorite moments that I think that has been amazing, there's been so many moments, but one of the ones that I want to share, it was in 2014. It was August 19th or August 23rd. I don't remember the exact dates, you guys, but we were doing a burn that we've done once a year since we've started, off the steps of the state capitol, off the north steps that just looks into the downtown district. And we had just amazing moments of the glory of God. And the one moment that I remember, it was actually when a team from Fresno was up with our friend Travis Hofer, and my wife just grabbed the microphone, and she just by the Spirit of the living God said, you guys, we've been worshiping here. We've been in moments of adoration and intimacy with the Father, but now the Lion of the tribe of Judah wants to capture us up right now, and he wants to shake the ground through our praise, shake the ground through our intercession. And she said over and over again, just shake the ground. The Lion of the tribe of Judah, shake the ground, shake the ground. She said it over and over again. And there's about 150 people along with intercession on the inside of an assembly room inside. And it was a moment where it was like the power of God just hit praise, you guys. And we finished that night at 6 o'clock, got all of our stuff packed up, and then we ended up hearing in the middle of the night at 3 a.m., actually exactly 9 hours from when we shut down that night, that there was I believe a 6.5 or a 6.8 earthquake in the Napa Valley. And it was like literally, we had received a phone call from friends that were about 7 miles from the epicenter, where literally just, they were actually at the burn, and it just freaked them out. And it was like, this was like an earthquake, is this? And then we started realizing there was a real earthquake that happened. And it's just like my heart exploded the next morning. And then they began to show pictures, you guys. In Amos 9:11, it talks about the rebuilding of the tabernacle of David. But as you continue to read down into 9:12 and 9:13, it talks about the new wine being poured out, like literally this culmination of night and day worship. Literally is it ushers in the new wine. And they showed pictures, you guys, in Napa Valley of the barrels of wine that were broken open, and wine was flowing down the streets of Napa because of the earthquake that broke open. And literally, it's like we literally heard the voice of God just saying, I hear your prayers, and I stepped in. It was not an act of judgment, of anger against California or against America. It was like the bridegroom answering the cry of a lovesick bride, and he stepped foot into the Napa Valley, the wine country, back into the vineyard of the Lord, and literally answered the cry of just a few people, you guys. There was only a few of us out there on the steps. It's always, our gatherings aren't epic 1,000, 1,500 people. There's sometimes 3 people at 3 a.m. going after God with somebody on a guitar. But I'm telling you, God hears us, God sees us, and he is in love with his lovesick bride, those nameless, faceless intercessors, worshipers, just crazy radicals that say yes to putting down the platform positions to literally go after God in night and day worship and prayer. And so I just thank you guys. I love Sean Feucht. I just love you so much, man. You are a hero in my life. I thank you for allowing us to continue with this family. We love you guys so much. God bless you all.